Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. My name is Gail Snyder. I'm the Executive Director for Dementia Friendly Fort Worth, and we are proud to offer this program with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and United Way of Tarrant County. Today is our Cookie Conversations program, and I am your host, and we are making coconut bonbons.
Oh.
Yum, yum, yum.
So I hunted for those little sprinkles that are the little balls, and I could not find them, so I had to get something different.
Oh.
So I'm going to stop the screen share so that you all can see what's going on in the kitchen.
Hey, Gail,
Yes.
just an FYI, the update, it's just kind of negative news, but I'm sorry to share with everybody.
No,
but
please don't.
Mom's caregiver tested positive for COVID-19, and so we're all wanting everybody here to pray for us that we stay safe.
Okay, well, we will definitely
Hated
be
it.
praying for you all. I'm so sorry it comes at such a bad time.
Well, it's a good timing because for the holidays, I was planning to spend more time with Mom anyway. So it's a good time for Yesenia to be off and be with her family and recover and come back after the holidays. So I think we're going to be okay. We're just wanting everybody to keep us in their prayers.
Okay, well, keep us posted, even if it's by email.
All right.
Okay.
Later. Have fun making cookies.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Dusty.
Good morning, everybody.
I also would like to introduce someone new who's arrived. This is my sister Lisa, who has joined us from Kansas.
From Kansas?
All right, we
Oh.
like her.
I like your red shirt.
Oh, that is red.
So what part of Kansas are you from?
I live just south of Wichita in Derby.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Derby. We live.
Can I tell my Kansas story real quick?
Sure.
Sure.
When I was a little girl, my parents decided, because we lived in St. Louis, they decided that I had to go. They were going to take me to Colorado so I could see the mountains. Well, on the way there, we stopped in Hays, Kansas, and had lunch in a restaurant that was like a silo. And all I could talk about, even when we got back from the trip, was how beautiful the wheat fields in Hays, Kansas were. She never forgave me. I thought you might
Lisa?
appreciate that story.
Myra and I lived in a place called Hoisington, Kansas, which is just
Oh,
north
okay.
of Great Bend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I've been through there,
Really?
but didn't spend a lot of time there. I've been
Well, it
out to
didn't take
Dodge
you long to
City.
drive through either.
I blinked and I missed it, right?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad
Derby's
you're
about-
joining us.
Thanks. I'm excited. I watched the video from last week when you made the divinity. That was fun.
Yes.
And she said, hey, I'm on vacation today. So she said, why don't you join our call? So here I am. I'm going to learn how to make
I
coconut,
got more
I think.
divinity. Yep.
Oh, look at you. See, I didn't get any of it.
Ah,
Here.
well, that's not
She didn't
nice of
tell me
us.
about it until after the call.
That's not very sisterly of her, is it?
Sibling rivalry.
So has she ever told you guys what we always call her? We call her Betty Crocker.
Oh,
can
there you go.
She was always baking up something with Miss Betty Crocker. She'll probably scold me for telling you guys that.
We love it, Lisa.
Yeah.
I acquired that nickname when I was in home ec in high school.
Yes.
Long time ago.
So let's get started with our recipe, and then while I'm manipulating this recipe into coconut bonbons, we can chat some more. So the first thing we need is a 1/4 cup of butter, and I've already softened that. Let me adjust my camera just a bit to add that to our mixing bowl. And then we need 1 pound of confectioner's sugar.
Pound. Wow.
A
And
lot of sugar.
You weighed it.
what's that?
You weighed it.
Actually, I was going to, but my battery died on my scale. But I had a 2-pound bag and I split that in half.
Gooch is good.
So then we need 1 cup of sweetened condensed milk. And this is more than a cup. So we're going to actually measure this into the measuring cup. I did a test run of this recipe last night, and that's when I learned there was more in this can than what the recipe called for.
Ah,
So last night I was a little concerned that you all weren't going to get bonbons in the mail. I'm going to pour a cup of this into the measuring cup. So the cup, and can you see there's still probably at least a 1/3 cup left in the can.
so it makes a big difference.
So I
Yeah,
put
it
too
does.
much in the batter yesterday. So we're going to pour
Cup
this
does
in.
not runneth over.
That's it, Paulette.
All right. And now I'm going to stir this up to mash up the butter. And then I'm going to start to incorporate the powdered sugar. So we want to make sure the mixer's on low. But you're powdered sugar all over the kitchen.
Sounds
Yes.
like a corporation.
Myra, right. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
And powdered sugar goes around the room worse than flour.
Mhm.
Seems like no matter how careful you are, you still get a shower.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we need is 2 cups of flaked coconut. And I've already pre-measured that coconut out. And this is the flaked sweetened coconut. And we all know Steve doesn't like coconut like this, but he likes it from a fresh coconut. So now this looks a little like cookie batter. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little thicker than cake batter, and it looks much better than it did yesterday.
That's good. Yeah. That part looks good. The coconut don't, but that part looks good.
But I'm sure it's terribly sweet. Okay, so now we're going to add the coconut in. Just till it's incorporated.
That's a good word for cooking, incorporated.
Incorporated it is.
Yeah.
This is a very sticky mix.
When you were trying it last night and you got to this point, did you have any idea that the sticky would ever go away?
No, but I was thinking, how am I going to get this to stay in a ball shape?
Uh-huh.
Because this is much thicker than what I had yesterday. So you can see.
Oh, good.
So now what we're going to do is some of the recommendations from the feedback on the recipe is to chill this dough before we form it into the balls. So we're going to do that. And I have some of last night's batter that I've chilled so that we can do this step and not have to wait for the chilling.
The magic of Zoom.
So I'm going to put out some wax paper. It looks like I need to adjust my camera again.
So yeah, how long does it take to actually chill the batter?
Last night when I was doing it, I actually stuck it in the freezer, so it
Oh,
was
yeah.
faster. In the recipe, it says form it into the balls and then refrigerate about 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to use an ice cream, the small cookie scoop that we use. And one of the tips said to dip it in powdered sugar
Mm.
before you dip it into the mix. And then that helps it not stick to the scoop.
Mhm.
And then we want to make small balls. We don't want them to be too big. So I'm not filling the scoop real full. And then I'm going to form these into balls. About like that.
That was quick.
So we'll do a few of those. And you want to make sure that you're washing your hands often when you're doing something where you're rolling the mix into your hands.
I
But
was going to ask you if you did any prep on your hands, whether it was butter or flour or any
it
prep
didn't
at
say
all.
to. Now, last night when I did this, my hands were sticky because it wasn't refrigerated long enough.
Mhm.
So no lotion on your hands.
No lotion.
Blech.
How about Pam? Put some Pam
Yeah,
on
I'm
your
the
hands.
comedian of the two of us, in case you haven't figured that out.
I love it. Glad you're here, Lisa.
I'm trying so hard to be good and not say something.
Alexa.
Okay,
turn-
so now you can see we have 4 nicely formed balls ready to go into the refrigerator or freezer to set firm. So I'm going to take these to the refrigerator. And voila, we have some already refrigerated, ready to dip in our chocolate,
The magic of Zoom.
just like they do on the cooking shows.
Uh-huh.
All right, so now the next step of the recipe is to melt 9 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate and 2 tablespoons of shortening. Because everybody in this group likes dark chocolate, I have combined semi-sweet and dark chocolate.
Yay.
These packages have 4 ounces. So I needed 2 packages plus another ounce to get the amount of chocolate that we needed. And I've already prepped the chocolate. So let me rinse my hands off, and I'm going to go grab our melted chocolate. You all are being too quiet.
I did something interesting Monday afternoon. I participated in the COVID survey. They're trying to figure out with Dallas and Tarrant County why some people are getting it and why some people are not. I can ask Gail to send this information out to you. You fill out a little form online that takes about 10 minutes, and it's yes and no questions and things like, do you go outside? Yes. Do you wear a mask? Yes. Have you been near someone with COVID? Yes or no. And then you pick a location and make an appointment and go in and give them some blood and get a nasal swab. And in 2 weeks, they send you a $20 gift card.
Oh, where do you do that?
You get to be helpful in helping the 2 counties to figure out where they need the most help. I found it online, and I can send the contact information to Gail. Gail, do you mind passing that along?
Not at all. I'll be glad to.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to do that.
It took me, after you go and sit and wait your turn, they have 20-minute appointments, and they really stick to the schedule. And they were friendly and helpful, and it didn't hurt. The hardest thing was the tourniquet. COVID testing for Tarrant County is what I have. And there's a hotline, and I will right away, I'm going to share this contact with Gail, and then she can pass it along to you. simple and a $20 gift card. I thought that was pretty neat. And we're also helping to stop COVID.
How did you melt the chocolate?
What's that?
How did you melt the chocolate?
So I have a double broiler, and I put water in the bottom, and I have the chocolate in the top. So what do you think we smell right now?
Chocolate.
Yum.
Chocolate, and it's not overly sweet again because we mixed the dark and the light chocolate. So now what we want to do, and because it's over the water from the double broiler, it's keeping it smooth and melted. So I've put a toothpick into the coconut ball that we formed, and I'm going to dip this into the double broiler. Try to drop off some of the excess. And I've put wax paper on my other sheet here. I don't know if you can see it good. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to drop this onto the wax paper and try to gently remove the toothpick. And then do the next one.
Oh, and the good news is that since it's so close to Christmas, the calories don't count.
Calories don't count.
Love it, Paulette.
Thank you.
So this
Very
is much
laugh.
easier than the way I tried to do it last night. I did not use this double broiler, and the chocolate in the pot was not deep enough to completely dunk the ball of coconut in. So it's deep enough that I can actually dunk it all the way in and cover the entire thing and drip off the excess. And gently put it on the paper.
I'm glad you were brave enough to do this, Gail.
Me too, because I got to try something new.
Yes, I've never seen this done.
Okay, so I'm going to dip another one. Dunk it all the way in so it covers all sides. And you want to drip off the extra chocolate, otherwise you're going to have a big puddle of chocolate underneath it.
Ah.
And you know, when you get store-bought chocolate candies,
Mm-hmm.
some of them have a little bit where it laid, but not a big circle that goes outside the candy.
Mm-hmm. Just enough to make it flat on the bottom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it messes up the top of them just a little bit whenever you take that toothpick out, but I have a solution for that.
Isn't that why you do sprinkles and squiggles?
I think that's the reason, and that's what we're going to do.
Either that, you put a
I
little
like
drop.
the squiggles.
You can take and put a little drop from a toothpick on top of each part.
We can try that too.
Good job.
Nothing better than a squiggle.
What you, come here.
This one's a little bit bigger than that last one that we did. And I think in the candy making sections at the store, they actually have all kinds of tools that make this a whole lot easier. So if you were going to start to do this on a regular basis, that one just slid right off.
Ooh.
If you were going to do it on a regular basis, it would be a good idea to invest in some of those special tools because it does make it easier. This little double broiler that I have, and I don't even remember where I acquired it.
They're hard to find. I had to order one online when I got one probably 15 years ago. You just couldn't find them in the stores back then.
See, I don't remember. I've never seen a small one like you have, Gail. All I remember is the ones my mother had, which are big, you know, the big metal ones.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was awful
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Pyrex So I'm gonna try adding a little bitty dollop of chocolate on the top. That didn't work very good. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is I have some white chocolate that I've already partly melted. So I'm gonna melt it a little bit more so that I can do drizzles over the top.
And to think she enjoys doing this for us.
Yeah. I think she just enjoys it.
Yeah, God
Sure,
bless her for
yeah.
that.
Well, it makes it more fun when you all are here, I have to tell you.
Good. And I'm amazed that you have so many stages of this pre-prepped.
Well, that was the reason why I tested it last night,
Uh-huh.
so I could see what the process was, so I could prepare ahead. I've got to run across the kitchen and grab the sprinkle.
You know, Gail, a good engineer always has a process laid out, maybe even a flow chart, so that you to keep track of where you are.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
No wonder I'm not an engineer.
melt this just a little bit more because I want this to be really runny so that it'll drip off of the spoon in small streams.
I think the last time I made candy of any kind, it was before microwaves. So it was really tough to make everything on the stovetop and get it right with the thermometer.
It's a lot different.
It is.
But I did use the regular stove with the double broiler. Okay, so now I've got this significantly melted
Mhm.
so that I can do drizzles across the top of the candy.
Is that just chocolate by itself, the white chocolate, or did you add anything to that?
I think I added just a little bit of shortening.
Okay.
Now, when's the last time anybody had a box of store-bought chocolate? Can you think about that?
I bought some for a friend last year.
Sometimes they have different types of swirls to tell you what kind of candy it is.
Mm-hmm. There's a chocolate shop in downtown Fort Worth called Chocolade.
Uh-huh.
If you ever get a chance to go to Chocolade, they are all different shapes, colors, decorations. Don't wear perfume when you go in there. It just smells divine. If you get a chance, if you like chocolate.
Okay, so I have drizzled the white chocolate, and then we have a choice of red, light green, dark green, blue sprinkles.
Red.
Who is
So
that?
do we want to start with red?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to pour a little bit in my hand because I just want to dust the top of a few of them with the red. And you want to do this while that frosting is still a little bit wet, or that white chocolate is still a little bit wet. Otherwise, it's not going to stick. Okay. So now that we've done that,
Beautiful.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Calorie free.
and I also have a tray of the ones I made last night.
Wow.
Made last night.
Those are beautiful.
So all in all, I think they turned out pretty good. And the ones you get in the mail will be in little foil, so they hopefully don't stick together coming in the mail.
So have you tried one yet, Gail?
I have.
Good.
You know, there's always a few messy ones, so the cook gets to eat the messy ones.
That's true.
And the messy ones are calorie free, right?
That's
Yes.
what all it says.
What did you say, Lisa?
That's it.
I said the messy ones are calorie free
Oh, yeah.
because it's part of peanut.
Let's hope
Yeah,
she
there you go. I'm with you.
had 4 or 5. So that's the process for making coconut bonbons. And one of the tips actually said you could even put a whole almond inside, and then it would be like having an Almond Joy candy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
That
one of
just
my
ruins it.
favorites.
Well, Gail, we bonded-
These are, the ones I made last night are just with semi-sweet chocolate. So 6 of you will get one that's only semi-sweet. The rest of them will be a mixture of semi-sweet and dark chocolate.
I'll be
Mm.
tickled to get whatever comes in the mail.
Oh, me too. Yeah, anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
We
what
have
is it
bonded together over bonbons.
I'm trying to remember the songs of the commercial for Almond Joy and the other one. It's a song about-
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you
Yeah.
don't.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
That's right.
Janine?
Is it
And
Almond Joy?
Almond Joy's got
Almond.
nuts.
Mounds don't.
Don't. Yep.
There you go.
It takes a village to remember the song.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I
So
almost
that is
ordered
one
some.
of my favorite candy bars.
Yeah, Mounds is
I
mine.
did.
Wondered why they split it into 2 pieces in the package. 'Cause
So
not
you get more chocolate.
one of them.
So you get
I
more
wonder
chocolate.
if the coconut won't stick together in that big of a piece while it sets up.
I guess that could be,
Or when you pick it up, it would just fall,
yeah, it would break apart. more.
especially with almonds on it.
Yeah.
I almost ordered some Mounds at the grocery store with my order the other day, and I went, "Oh no, I'm getting bonbons. I don't need Mounds today."
Yay, Janine.
So I didn't have any whole almonds, but I had some sliced almonds, and I wondered what it would be like to have some sliced almonds in there, or to chop up some almonds in it.
Sure.
Me.
So,
They certainly don't have to be whole to be enjoyable.
right. But you know, in the Almond Joy, it's a whole almond.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you can break a tooth on a whole almond. See, you look at it from that point of view, you're saving your teeth.
So if I decide to do that, I'll stick an almond sliver in the top, so you'll know that it has almond in it, while the chocolate is still soft.
Mm.
All right, any thoughts or questions about the recipe or the
I think-
process?
I think you did it very well.
Oh, well, thank you.
Great
And
process.
I'm thinking,
Practice does make it better, because I figured out some of the
And-
things that you need to work on. And getting the right amount of the ingredients is key.
Yes.
You do a super job.
You don't guess when you're making candy.
No. But this one, except for melting the chocolate, you didn't have to really cook or bake anything. You just have to stir it together. But the tedious part is dipping each of the bonbons in the chocolate and getting them to set up. But now that I have figured out the process, I think it will go a little faster.
Wow.
and now I
proud of
have
you.
2 reasons.
Now you
Sorry,
have
Janine.
I have 2 reasons. I have
Janine?
2 reasons I don't make these. One is because it's a lot of trouble, and 2 is because it takes so long. Every time I dipped one, I'd probably eat it.
Yep. A lot of us agree with you.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so I'm gonna put just a few more on my cookie sheet. So the chocolate can start to dry. And one of the tips, the person dipped them twice.
Ah,
These are turning out okay. I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. Last night I had to dip a couple of them twice. But I am also seeing, because I had these in the freezer,
mhm.
so they were very firm. They're starting to soften up. And when I try to pull the toothpick out, it wants to pull the coconut bonbon apart.
Wow.
So freezing them does help with the process as well.
You're magical, Gail.
All right. So let's see what is up for tomorrow. All right. So there's the recipe, and I'll send you this by email. Tomorrow is Christmas past, present, and future. And Martha will be your fabulous host in my absence. So come prepared to tell those stories of your favorite childhood Christmas, what Christmas is like now, and what you think it will be like next year in 2021.
And if you want to write a poem or tell a story, that's good too.
Yes. So you all will have a lot of fun, and I'll be anxious to watch the recording. The only problem is when I watch the recording, I want to respond and tell my story too.
You'll
So
be here in spirit, Gail.
it's been a lot of fun. Y'all have a wonderful day tomorrow. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I appreciate you all so much.
We
Merry Christmas.
appreciate you. We
I will be
appreciate
back on Monday. So Martha will be with you tomorrow and Friday.
And Frog
Merry
Night-
Christmas.
And we'll be there, Martha.
Okay,
Merry
excellent.
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Barbara,
Bye.
Lisa,
Bye.
Nancy,
Bye.
Janine,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Myra,